Hello, Facebook. So, Dr. Brian Dooley coming with one of my favorite chiropractors in the world, Dr. Bob Leib. And today we're going to talk about an absolutely amazing associateship opportunity to work in Dr. Bob's office in beautiful Virginia Beach. So, Dr. Bob, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, buddy. We had like our quarter of an inch of snow, which kind of shuts our whole city down almost.
We did the
It doesn't,
same. So,
doesn't happen
yeah,
often up here.
my kids haven't been, and my son hasn't been in school all week. So it's, yay virtual learning, I suppose.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no, but that's what people talk about the South. And I am a Northerner, so from New Jersey. And when I got down here, I used to always have my office open on snow days for the two people that would show up. And
Yeah.
then when I thought about it, Southerners really have it right because you get a snow day, so you get a day off with your family. You can go enjoy the break versus dealing with icy and slushy roads.
Yeah. I am through and through a family guy. So I love having time with my family and design my practice around that too. So hours wise, we, uh, work Monday through Thursday. We have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. For most, we do a Saturday here and there, but mostly it's we 3 day weekend. So we can. I mean, we know how important family is to being fed and being whole and feeling amazing when you go into the practice, and you just have that much more to give. So we make that a priority.
Well, I mean, that's real important for people to know because I know here at the college, when we talk about, what hours are you going to run? And you got people, they'll sit there and say, I'm working from 8 to 5. And you're like, well, you're not taking a lunch, or I'm working 8 to 5, 6 days a week. And
Yeah.
I mean, I love practicing chiropractic. I love spending time with people, but I love my family too. And so the
Yeah.
beauty of the profession that we're in is we get an opportunity to have a decent living, but then also to have that family time. And I know when I changed my hours to Monday through Thursday, that made my wife very happy. So it was super handy. So to that end, so somebody's looking to join a practice, right? They're not ready to open up for themselves, and you're easily, I would say, one of the best opportunities for somebody. So other than you got some pretty generous hours, tell me about your practice.
Well, we're mostly a wellness based. The majority of our patients are self pay. We do a little bit of insurance, but I'm very picky about what we take. Um, and we've just built this incredibly successful wellness-based practice here over the course of this is my 33rd year in practice. Um, I'm very passionate about chiropractic. I like to make the distinction. I'm passionate about chiropractic, but I love my family.
Mm.
And so the family has to come first. We make sure our hours are there. We're supportive of that in everything that we do. We live in a beautiful area, like you mentioned before. So we want our beach time and our golf time and our play time, boating time, whatever it is that you want to do to be outdoors and love life. And this area gives you that opportunity to do all that. So we want to make sure we can get fed and recharged, and we come into the practice with a lot to give. The practice itself, we've been here for, like I said, a while. We've been raising up associates for a long while too. The last probably about 15 years or so, we've been really raising up in it. We use the TLC ADP model to do it, and what it does, it gives us this like laid out, clean cut structure of this is where we're going to start. This is what we're going to train on. This is what the expectations are, and it takes a lot of the headaches out of associateship away. But it gives us a really good tool to say, this is how I'm training you to be successful. And it absolutely positively works. The docs that have worked for me are in practice. They're more successful than me. They're doing better than I am. I mean, I love that. In this part stage of my career, I love that epiphany moment of a person having that the sciatic is gone, or I just figured out what I need to do to be a little bit healthier in my life, and those ahas. But really just watching these young docs come out of school, learn, grow, change, get into practice, be successful. nothing really makes my heart happier at this point than watching the other docs. And essentially, when I was first in practice, Brian, I struggled. I'm not going to be afraid to admit it. And it was painful, to go through. You put all this time and energy and effort in to be a successful doctor, and you have these expectations, and then it hurts, and you think but you don't really know. And I know there's great chiropractors out there that aren't really doing great, or they just, it's not them, it's the way they're doing it. And just being able to teach somebody the way that works and not have to go through some of that painful stuff I went through it's a real deep honor and passion for me. It's really meaningful to be able to just say, look at what you're doing. This is so amazing. And what we're doing works. And we're getting ready to set our current associate up in a practice here in a couple of months. And she's going to be leaving and running that office. And I need somebody else to come in and help me out here. Ultimately, I'm in a position of I could raise another one up to go into another practice, and I'm open to the possibility. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm going to allow somebody eventually to take the driver's seat in this practice. And so it's a heck of an opportunity. I worked hard to make something amazing here, and I love what we're doing. I'm just looking for that right person. I need somebody kind of coachable and teachable and open to learn, obviously, but somebody who's willing to do the work and work hard.
Well, you said a couple of things super, super interesting. So one, you mentioned TLC, which is Doctors Jen and Dean DePice, and they've got a wonderful system. Everything you could possibly know about how to run a practice is in that system. And one, we know that our patients get better because there's a system, and that system's going to be the care plans that we give. It's your practice needs a system as well. And arguably that's the toughest thing working at a college that we've had, because the system I have to operate in as a clinic director at Sherman College is different than the system in practice. So academics and practice are a little bit different. We have a lot more oversight that we have to do. So there's a lot more of a paper trail. Our visits are longer. So the student gets trained a certain way, but then, all right, well, what do you do when you get into practice? And there's so many, I don't know if practice is complicated as much as it's complex. There's a bunch of little parts. So having a pre-made system is super, super handy. All you got to do is learn the system and then do the system. So that was one. Other thing is explain, what does ADP mean? So you mentioned you do the TLC ADP system. So TLC is TLC in the devices, but what is ADP?
So it's the associate-driven practice, and they designed a booklet with modules, and it's really just a structured 7-level system of starting out as an associate and working your way all the way up into a partnership possibility by level 7, and steps along the way, and the clarity and the cleanliness of it. It's too easy to just walk in and say, oh, I want an associate, and somebody comes in and you don't even know where to start the training process. You don't know, what's day one look like, and we've got that mastered and clean and solid in such a way that we're teaching you every piece and in and out of the practice, so that when you go to practice, you know how to train a CA, not just, oh, I'm going to come in and I'm going to start adjusting, and that's going to happen. But we want to teach you all the basic building blocks so that you're going to be successful no matter where you go and what you do when you leave here.
Well, I tell the students, because I had this experience in my associateship, is it gets exciting because when you're in school, you're shackled. So you have 30-minute visits and all those types of things. And so I got super excited because my associateship is like, listen, all I want you to do is check and adjust. That's what I want to do. And I did. And I saw a lot of people, and I got my clinical skills are very good because of it. But when it was time to open up my own business, I had zero business skills. And so because we did not have the business training structure, I know that at Sherman College, we teach a lot of the skills. In the students' defense, they're worried about board exams. They're worried about passing biochemistry and all these other things. So it's not that they think this stuff isn't important, but they've only got so much brain space to dedicate to it. So while they've heard it, it's way in the back of their head and they're not able to bring it out. But what I love that you have is listen, you go work with Dr. Bob Leib, you're going to be trained. And can you briefly say, like, what are the 7 levels? So why would I want to do 7 levels?
Well, each level builds upon the next level. So we're teaching you how some of the ins and outs and how to run the practice, how to do your notes, how to go through the exam process, how to give a report of findings to a patient, how to each level takes you to the next thing, so that you start to learn, the later levels, how to run the business and how to, marketing and all that kind of stuff that goes along with it. So I know there's some associateships often here where basically you're going to sit in a mall at a table as an associate trying to get new patients for the lead doctor. And that's, to us, that's not an associateship.
Right.
We want to train you to be successful. You're not a tool to just get me new patients. And in my heart of hearts, seeing how successful the doctors that have gone through this process with us over the last several years is just amazing. What they're doing. So, I mean, we've got docs that have paid their school loans off, a husband and wife that paid their school loans off in just 5 years. I mean, and it's, the beautiful home, beautiful family, they're raising kids, and an incredible practice, and much kudos to them for what they're doing. But, I take pride in the fact that I was part of the building block to make that happen for them.
Right.
And everybody who's gone through the process has become successful. Like I said, we got one more getting ready to get started in it. And we're looking for the next right one.
So I really like as far as what I'm hearing there, and I love the opportunity of, because you did make the point, right? It's not just about making Dr. Bob money, right? You've been at it 33 years. You made a little bit of money, so you've had a nice career.
Yeah, I'm
But
okay.
but the idea is to get folks started, and I love that. So let me ask you this: how many associates have you had?
I mean, over the course of 30 years, I've had over a dozen.
So there
Um,
you go. So you're experienced in this.
yeah, everybody who has worked with me has been successful, and gone off to be successful in practice. I just what's happened over the last few years using this new model is really just a game changer, because there was always like miscommunication, misunderstanding, and it led to a lot of arguments, and unspoken expectation kills a relationship, right? Any relationship. So and this habit, it just lays everything out for us. So we know, we're going to meet every week, we're going to train every week together, we get time together. We're going to There's opportunities to get hands-on patients. You're going to be adjusting. You're going to be doing everything. We're just going to train and work first,
Right.
and make sure that all the communication is educational and uplifting and positive and comes from your heart. And that's it, really. I mean, it's bottom line. And pay scale, we're everything that I'm seeing that's out there right now, we're right about average with everybody else. It's a good, solid base pay. It's a bonus structure. All your education stuff is paid for with us. There's chance at a retirement package, for you to earn from. I mean, health insurance is available. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's part of the same thing that everybody else is offering. What's different from us is we're not a pain centered clinic. Obviously, people get out of pain here, but that's not what we're focused on. We're focused more on wellness, long term health care, and raising up healthy families in our community and making our community a better place for everybody to live in. And that's really what we're about here at this office.
Right. You're a chiropractor's office.
Yeah. It's hard. I hate to
That's
say that we have
exactly,
to
yeah.
make a distinction in that, but yes.
Exactly right. That's what you're doing. So, I mean, I love the idea of. I think the stereotype, and all stereotypes are based on reality, is with an associate. If they do some business stuff, it's like, yeah, whatever you kind of get around to, you talk about. But
Right.
I love the idea of, no, you have a curriculum, and you not only have a curriculum, there's 7 modules. We're not going to teach you this until you're really good at this first, because it's
Yeah.
that foundation. So there's no building on the planet that stands without a solid foundation, and that's what the associate driven practice model gives people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful for my life, what I've been able to create through chiropractic. Definitely, like I said earlier, had some tough times starting out. started out as an associate, and I was super busy in the other doctor's office. And then when we moved here, I really struggled because I learned the adjustment education portion of it, but I learned nothing about business. And
Right.
uh, that missing that piece, which is actually why I went in to be an associate in the first place. I felt like I had good chiropractic skills coming out of school. Um, I just felt like I needed to learn that other part. Like, I don't know how to do it. There was far less business education 30 years ago than there is now.
Right.
You know, so being able to do this, being able to share this, being able to see everybody grow and learn and be successful is more special to me now than ever before. And I relate it to my kids. When I have three older daughters and one young son who we've been blessed with because we always wanted a boy. It just took 20 something years to get him,
Yeah.
but but it was time for him to come on in. So he's here and playing with us. He's 5, and me as a father, I don't think I did a bad job at all with my raising up the other kids, but there's something a little different about this one because I'm taking pride in different things. Um, and I would like to have said that I did a pretty good job of that before, but I know it's a little different right now. I'm in a different phase of my life, and as a chiropractor, I'm in a different phase of my life. I'm much more excited about raising up chiropractors that are going to raise up this chiropractic or continue to raise up the chiropractic profession and make our profession great, but also make our community a healthier place for all of us to live in.
I mean, so I think people have a good sense that Dr. Bob Leib's one of the best ones you could work with. So generally, what's your office like? Are you a manual adjuster? Are you an instrument adjuster? Do you X-ray? Do you what type of a practice do you have?
So we do a little bit of everything. So as I gotten older, I hurt my shoulder a few years back, had surgery. I started using some ArthroStem instrumentation stuff. We mix that in with some of our adjusting, but it's mostly hands-on, diversified Thompson. I do a little bit of upper cervical work with patients. Um, so there's a little bit of a mix. We kind of detail what we do to what the patient's needs are. It's not, this is what I do. You got to go somewhere else to get something else for most of it. And then, yes, we do X-rays. We're getting ready to go digital. This is our next adventure. I do the CLA Insight, or
Mm-hmm.
the new one. That's actually, we just got the new one, which is a Synapse. So that's part of what we do as well, having those nerve readings, and helps educate the patients and gives them something to really look forward to as they can not just feel better, but they can actually see the changes that are taking place in their body as well. Um, so that's it. We do have an occasional PI patient that comes into practice, but most of those are really patients that are already part of the practice that have been in an accident. It's not the focus of what we do. We're not about sitting in courtrooms all day and testifying for people. And I want to be in my practice and helping people as much as possible.
So as we close this out, what else do you think people should know about Dr. Bob Leib and practicing in Virginia Beach?
I don't know, it's a really, I think you gotta love the beach, to live here. And I always felt myself looking for a place to live. I grew up on Long Island, and we grew up as kids on the beach up there, in my grandparents' summer house, that we went to live, stay at every summer. But I can't get away from the beach, and yet I love the mountains. We're close to the mountains, so we've got a bay that little kids can swim in and fish in and do everything and boat in, and we've got an ocean, on the other corner of Virginia Beach that big kids can go play in or go play at the ocean front itself, with restaurants and beautiful places and events and stuff that they do. And you're 2 hours from maybe an hour and a half from Lake Gaston, which is beautiful and fun to play at. Maybe 2.5 hours from being up in the mountains and camping and hiking in beautiful nature. So it kind of covers a whole bunch of different ground and territory. It gives us a whole bunch of fun things that we can do. And I just love living here. So it's a great place to live, number one. And if you want to have a wellness based mostly self-pay practice, then we've got the model for it, and it's been successful for a long time and continues to do that. COVID didn't really affect us very much at all. In fact, the practice is busier than it's ever been. Moving through COVID, grew through that, and continuing to grow. So we need help. We're looking for somebody awesome to come play on our team, and it's just have fun with us. It's fun.
Well, having known you and worked with you in the past, I know from my the bottom of my heart of hearts that anybody couldn't find a better opportunity than what you're offering, and the opportunity to work with Dr. Bob Leib is absolutely tremendous. So I highly, highly, highly encourage anyone who's thinking about an associateship to check out Dr. Bob, because what I know is, from what you've told me, they're going to be successful, whether they open up on their own eventually, or they stick with you. So they're going to be successful. So Dr. Bob's taken out the guesswork for a great career in chiropractic. So how do they get in touch with you?
So you can reach out to our office number. I'll say the number, 757-431-2225. RosemontChiropractic.com is our website. You can go there, and there's a link for an associateship and a video that we put together if you want to watch it, kind of see more of the goings on in the practice. And I can also send that link to you too if you want to put that with this. But it's I believe those are the two best ways to get through to us right now, is just to call the office or go to the website.
Okay, and I'll put those in the comments so that they see it before, if they don't watch the whole video.
Okay.
But yeah, if you any links you want to send me, I'm glad to pass it on, and I can't wait to hear about what awesome person you're going to get, because you're going to get somebody great. And
well, thank you for that. And I really appreciate, Brian, you saying all those nice things about me. You know, we joke and kid around and poke at each other sometimes, having fun, but to hear you say those things, really, it makes my heart happy. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, just so you know, the check did clear this morning. So, so I'm more thinking, but honestly, you are easily one of the coolest guys in the business, and anybody, check aside, would have a great experience learning from you. So thank you for opening your office to so many people, and thank you for lifting up so many docs, because humanity's better because of your efforts. So I greatly appreciate all you've done.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that.
You got it, buddy. So whoever's out there, please, please, please call their office, check out the comments, and at least talk to them and explore the opportunity and see if it's a good fit. Because if it is a good fit, it's going to be an amazing fit for the rest of your career as a chiropractor. So anything else you want to sign off with, Bob?
No, just, we're always open to have anybody come observe anytime, wherever you're at in practice. And so we love having people come in, docs come in, and watch what we're doing. Just thank you for this. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I look forward to just keep growing this profession. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Well, you'll do it on your side, and I'll do it on mine. It'll be great.
Love it. Can't wait to come down and talk down to Sherman again soon.
Oh, we're ready.
All right.
Thanks, Bob.
All right. Bye, buddy.